Welcome to today's 5-minute Bible study. We've been talking about the 12 days of Christmas and the meaning of the Christmas season, the message that comes to us in it. Now today is the 10th day of those 12 days of the Christmas season. So the season is almost coming to a conclusion. It's also the new year. We have passed over into a new year. 2021 is no more. We are now in the year 2022. When we make that transition of leaving the old year behind and moving into the new year, which has just begun, we're reminded that God is the author of all things new. It is appropriate, I believe, that the new year falls in the Christmas season. For Christmas tells us that Christ has come to make all things new in our life. When we come to know Jesus, the one who came for us in Christmas, the old order, our failures and our faults and our sins, that passes away by his redeeming work. And we become new creatures, new creation, new men and new women in Jesus Christ. When we come to experience the Christ who came for us in Christmas, we experience what it is to be made anew. We experience the new birth that Jesus talked to Nicodemus about, that being born again. So it is appropriate that the new year begins in the midst of the Christmas season. I'm thinking of a verse from the book of Revelation, Revelation chapter 21. And this is where John, who received the revelation, saw the new heaven and the new earth, all the new things that God was making. And then he heard God himself speak from the throne. Chapter 21, verse 5. And he who is seated on the throne said, Behold, I am making all things new. He said, write this down, for these words, they are trustworthy and they are true. And this day I would have us hear that word again. God says to us, I am making all things new. As we enter a new year, we know that God is in control. I know this past year has been in so many ways a difficult year. We've struggled again with the pandemic, with the COVID issues among us. It has made things hard. It has made things difficult, not only health-wise, but also in the economy. We've suffered, have we not? But that old year is passing away, and I believe God is making all things new, because that's what God does. Now, none of us knows what this new year is going to hold, but we know that God will be with us in the midst of it. He brought us through 2021, did he not? Oh, yeah. And whatever 2022 holds, God will be with us in it, and he will be making all things new. Hear the message of Christmas, that Christ comes, that in him we might become new people. We know what the newness of the gospel is all about. And in this new year, with all of its new opportunities, new chances, new missions, new strategies, God will be with us every step of the way. I believe we may see revival this year. I believe we may see renewal this year. That's what I'm praying for, and I know you are too. And I'm holding to that promise, the promise that comes to us anew in Christmas, where God says, I am making all things new. So I say to you today, Happy New Year. We are in the beginning of a new year. And I know it will be a good year because I know God will be with us. And our God is the one who makes all things new. That is part of the message of Christmas. And as we hear it, our hearts rejoice today. Hope you have a great day today. And hope you'll join us for our next 5-minute Bible study. In our next session, we're going to talk about how we renew the covenant in a new year. John Wesley gave us what he called a covenant renewal service, which Methodists often use at the start of a new year. And we're going to talk a little bit about that in our next session. So join us for the next 5-minute Bible study on these 12 days of Christmas.